Hi y'all, this is Amazon Dude in Casper, Wyoming, and today's date is on March 13th, 2019. We're snowed in like nobody's business. The old man's out on the highway trying to get your fuel to you so you can gasoline up your cars and keep your house warm. I wanted to say thank you to Rocky Mountain Oncology, Dr. Flippin and Deb, and the nurses that work with Flippin personally. I can't remember your names right now because I called today and I asked how my CAT scan had gone for finding out if I'm cancer free. And Deb, which is Dr. Flippin's, I guess you would call her a subordinate doctor, but she's just as good, or gonna be just as good. Thank you, Deb, for answering my questions today and giving me a bit of good news. I'm wearing my Ozzy Osbourne wig, and I am back in the political arena. Thank you, ladies. I'm going to become a precinct woman here for the Republican Party because I didn't know if I was going to live or die, so I couldn't commit at the time, but I can now. So I put on my face and my hair, and I cracked open a Budweiser with tomato juice, and I am going to party tonight, just a little bit. Not overdoing it. I made sure that I ate well today, and I made sure that I got everything taken care of. And I wanted to thank my nurses at Rocky Mountain Oncology, Carol, God, I see you in my head, but I can't remember your name. Thank you, Chemo Brain. It's only been a week since I had my last chemo, so I'm still, they say it takes up to 2 years before you get your brains back. I'm hoping it comes a little sooner because I'm going to need it. If we're going to save this country from the Democrat socialist pinkos, remember that word? Look it up, kids. Pinkos. What does pinko mean in the terminology of politics? Something your instructors at your high class, down low colleges will never tell you about. Pinko is when you're a traitor to the American people. Traitors like Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, Barack Obama, James Clapper, Comey, McCabe, Page, Loretta Lynch, Sally Yates. To me, they should all be hung out on public square and hold a public hanging. I think we would do all right in the world. I think America would be back on top as far as being a man or a country of its word. I mean, every other country is taking care of their treasonous sons of bitches now, aren't they? If we don't, we're going to look weak. And who cares? Treason was put in the Constitution to be hung. Maybe that's why Kamala Harris and Cory Booker wanted the anti-hanging laws. Can you imagine that? There hasn't been a colored man hung in, what, 50 fucking years? So why come up with this shit now unless it's to keep your own ass out of the news? But anyway, I'm going to put together this video here pretty quick and see if maybe we can't clue you guys in on some stuff. And my first order of business on all of this was the Democrats are still pushing that Russia interfered in the 2016 elections. That's bullshit. You know who interfered in the 2016 elections? Voter fraud. The Democrats. They're voter harvesting. They're around the country right now filling out little ballots in garages and basements all across America to put Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke, or Joe Biden in the top slot. And I'm with the president 100% on voter ID in all 50 states. I also think we need to use thumbprints to weed out criminals from being able to vote. So if there's thumbprints on absentee ballots, there's thumbprints on provisional ballots, there's thumbprints on, what do you call it, mail-in ballots. Did I say that already? I might have. Then they can be cross-checked with the state identification, and criminal records can be checked. I am sick of illegals voting. I am sick to fucking death of felons voting. You knew what you were doing when you did it. I have 5 friends that lost their voting rights, and because they weren't, violent felons, they could petition the state and get their voting rights back, as it should be. But not just giving it to them because they're released from prison. Democrats are in trouble. They fucking know it. Unless they use voter fraud in 2020, they're going to be a party of the past. Now, I know Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan helped keep the Democrats alive in 2018 because they didn't call California into question. You don't turn 28 districts or 30 districts blue over fucking night. So there was definitely cheating in California. Florida had its issues. Broward County. You got Stacey Abrams, who lost and cried and went to her sister, the judge, tried to get it overturned. That's their spokesman. Can you believe that? You're going to put fucking losers up on top. Okay, and then you have Kamala Harris. Horizontal Harris is what I like to call her. Because she would have never got into politics had she not blown Willie Brown for about 4 years. Wonder how many abortions she had during that time. We know she smoked pot, but it wasn't when Jay-Z was on the radio. Fucking lying bitch. She will just bend any way she needs to bend. That's the thing about Democrat women. Have you noticed that? They will change their stance depending on the people they're talking to. And we're done with you. The walkaway movement is kicking your ass. That's why you need the illegal voters. Not to mention, man, without that drug cartel money, you're really in deep shit. Because Mick Mulvaney took away your slush fund in the Consumer Protection Agency. Sorry, Lizzie. No more money to your pals and the liberals. And then even Jeff Sessions did something really good. He weeded out the slush fund in the Justice Department. So, and you know, the funny thing about that is I told Trump, one of my very first tweets to him was, find their slush funds and you will break their back. And he has systematically found the Democrat slush funds. And he's been breaking their fucking back with it. Okay, next one on the agenda, teachers' unions. I am sick of these teachers teaching my child how to strap on a fucking dildo, to accept lesbian and gay as a normal, sex changes in the military. Fuck you nuts. You don't like America? I'll buy you a fucking plane ticket out of here any day of the week. Next, Senator Wyden. I'll play some of his too. Mr. I have a chunk of shit stuck to the roof of my mouth, and I'll spend my 5 minutes busting the balls of budget director. But yet, you don't see anything coming out of the Democrat Party about anything to do with budgets. It's free, 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 free. Tax the rich, tax the rich. Be free, free, free. Tax the businesses. You know what we'll do if you try to do that? We'll take our money right back off of fucking shore, and we'll do our work. We'll contract our business out to fucking Taiwan. Okay? And then you guys can keep trying to feed these fucking welfare-loving sons of bitches, your Muslims and your fucking refugees that are flowing into this country, bringing disease with them. Nobody's even said anything about that much. These guys have never had vaccinations. That's why we have 45 shots of vaccinations to give our kids now. I had 9. I'm 55 years old. What the fuck happened? We brought in all these people who do not have vaccinations. Down at the border, they've got over 2,000 of them sitting in quarantine right now for some foot and mouth disease. Okay, that's what cattle get in Wyoming. It's not what people are supposed to get. Okay, Senate is, they want to do, what, 81 subpoenas? People, take my advice. Tell them to go pound sand. They can refer that shit to the Justice Department, and Barr's going to laugh in their fucking face. The only thing Democrats are doing right now is they're just trying to muck up the work. They've spent the last 3 years. Ask your Democrat representative, what has he done for you lately? It's going to be crickets, baby. And then you got Beto O'Rourke. Oh, there's another one. Let's have El Suave. El Suave. He's not even Latino, guys. He's a fake Latino. Like Warren is a fake Indian. Like Kamala Harris is a fake colored person. She's from, her folks are from Jamaica and India. She's no blacker, no real black woman. Candace Owens will tell you that. Even the black people are waking up. Thank God you guys are waking up. Are you done with the fucking plantation shit? Are you tired of the fucking racist bullshit yet? I work with 9 black guys every goddamn day of the week. And you know what? I love them and they love me. We don't see each other's colors. We see each other's brain capacities. What our ideas are. Okay, the only one dividing America is the Democrats and their fucking racist bullshit. Then you got Don Lemon and Cuomo, the fucking pair of homos. You know, I wonder who jerks each other off first. Because that's what they do. They have to. They jerk each other off before every show. I'm probably going to get banned for this video, but, you know, right now I don't really give a shit because we've got almost a year and the internet, Facebook and shit went dark for hours today. Even my daughter-in-law went through withdrawal. I don't go on Facebook too much anymore because it's bullshit. It's just a bunch of fucking idiots talking about bullshit that don't fucking matter. You want to get involved in politics, then run for office. And the whole intent right now as a Democrat is to make sure that there is never, ever another Trump running for office. And that's why we need to put ourselves out there. I'll go up against any motherfucker in the state of Wyoming for office. I know. Cancer patient and smoking. I couldn't do anything else. I had to do something. Anyway, the fact remains, this is what this is all about. This is to make sure that there is never, ever another fucking uprising and another Trump is elected. They want it to go back to the way it was. Turn America in a third world shithole, drain our wealth, and make us weak. That's their whole intent. Water down our society, murder our babies, and leave the borders open. If you haven't figured that out by now, you never will. Needle Dick Nadler. Isn't that the same son of a bitch that covered up for his buddy down there in Florida that stole $6 million from Medicare? And he got all kinds of hotel stays and hookers on the sly? Yeah, there's Needle Dick Nadler. Then you have Adam Schiff, leaker, liar, beat his boyfriend up. Yeah, he's a fag. Sorry, guys, don't mean to hurt your feelings, but call an ace and a spade a spade. You don't want me to call you a fag, don't bring it out on Front Street. Then you got Beto O'Rourke, another pimp suave. He reminds me of a white Obama, because he's not Latino. He wants to claim he's Latino. And then when he had his little, what the fuck was it, rally down there in El Paso, Texas, he had like 200 people there. Trump's got 20,000. Fuck that little suave dickhead. Then Mueller. Here's another one. Mueller is coming up pay dirt. Nothing. Zero. Got some white-collar crime and some fucking IRS problems that they could have handled on their own. Cost us $25 million for nothing. And I want to know how Adam Schiff happens to know that Mueller has nothing. Anybody bothered asking that question? Adam Schiff. Shifty Shift. I call him Shithead because he's a fucking queer too. He's owned by a Ukraine drug lord, Igor Pasternak. Does all of his fundraising, $5,000 dinners. We should investigate him. That would be fun. Hillary gets her law license back. Well, you know, that was kind of weird too, because it wasn't too long ago that FBI planes and all that shit went down to Arkansas and took out boxes and boxes on Hillary and Bill Clinton. Now all of a sudden she gets her law license back. What happened to all those boxes of evidence? Are they burned somewhere in a corner? I'll almost bet they are. Because the bitch don't deserve a law license any more than I deserve to have $1 million put in my bank account tomorrow. And then you got Nut Brigade. Osarios. Bitch wasn't in Washington less than 70 days. This is already popped for fucking campaign fraud, money laundering through a shell company, and Democrats aren't doing anything about it. Republicans aren't doing anything about it. Yeah. Okay, Nancy Pelosi, Botox Barbie. Oh, well, we can't impeach Trump. Well, no fucking shit, bitch. You can't even control your own party anymore. You know who the party leader is? The little Latina bartender from New Jersey. They got 16,000 votes. And you know what? My local county commissioner got 21,000 votes. What's that tell you? The bitch is fucking non-important. The media loves her because they love looking at her little bony little ass. And in 10 years, when her Latina ass spreads as big as a fucking tortilla, nobody will even remember her fucking name other than she was fucking crazy. She got her ass owned by the CEOs of banks, claiming that they're supposed to be responsible for a pipeline that isn't even fucking built yet. Stupid cunt. Let's see. Then we got Howard Schultz. Who the fuck is that? I'm not putting that fucking asshole in my president's chair. You know why? Because my president's doing just fine. And when he's done, you know who I'm going to elect? Either Nunes, Jordan, Meadows. I'm sticking with the good guys. Fuck these assholes on both sides. I forgot a couple of things that I really want to include in this video. And let's start with the idea that, you know how President Trump's plane is a Boeing 747? And you know how much he supports Boeing. He loves those Mercedes engines that come from Germany. And his plane is one of the most rockin' planes in the country, in the world, in fact. What if the deep state crashed those two Ethiopian planes to put a crook, or to put a kink, I guess, in Trump's relationship with Boeing? They would be doing our military contracts as well. Now think about that for a minute. What do the Democrats want? They want a weak military. What did Obama do? He weakened our military. What Trump is trying to do? Build our military. Do you think, just for 1 second, that the deep state would not murder people to get their agenda passed? If you think I'm crazy, say that. I'm crazy. You're crazy. But I want you to think about the Vegas shooting. Have we ever really gotten answers on it? Did we ever really get any answers on the Florida nightclub shooting? No. How about 9/11? Cheney was wrong. we went into a 17-year fucking war against the wrong people. Okay, now I know that sounds odd, but it just, I don't put anything past these people, especially the deep state, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and Clapper, and all them fucking creeps that should be hanging at the end of a rope. I think this was to put a kink in the military contracts, to put doubt on Boeing, because they're one of the largest aircraft manufacturers in the world. And this would serve the deep state's purpose to put a wedge in between Trump and Boeing. So, anyway, that's my thought on it. What do you?
Responsibility is sort of undercut by the fact that this budget doesn't reach balance till year 15. We've been in a track record here where presidents of both parties have been submitting budgets that try to hit balance within 10 years.
Well, they didn't have fucking 3 times the debt that you motherfuckers put us in when your pimp daddy was in office, you stupid fucktard.
Or not, we get there or not. So the president saying, well, we'll hit balance within year 15 completely undercuts the pretense to fiscal responsibility. I want to ask you about funding on education.
I'm so jealous that I didn't get to be president. Oh my God. I'm so bummed out.
Page 135 in the budget blueprint suggests that the congressional appropriation in fiscal year 2019 was $70.5 billion in the education accounts, and in 2020 the president's request is $62 billion, a reduction of $8.5 billion, a 12% cut. Are we just spending too much money on education?
Yes.
We believe that it's important to identify programs that work and programs that don't work.
Which don't work?
Well, for instance, we look at the 21st Century Community Center program. It's about $1.5 billion program. We look at the evidence and we find that students only stay for about 30 days in the program, and they don't. The majority of them don't improve at all in reading or math. So you propose to
eliminate that?
We do.
And what other programs do you think we shouldn't spend money on?
We propose to eliminate large block grants as it pertains to teacher development, because the amount of money is so diffuse that it does not lead to results. We propose to eliminate the Title IV block grant because, again, it ends up being a transfer to schools and localities in which the amount of the dollars ends up being $30,000 per school district, and it doesn't lead to achievable results for students. But that said, our vision of education spending, Senator, also is reflected in the fact that we have $50 billion.
Yeah, let me come to that. I want to ask about that now. I think it's interesting. The overall cut to education is $8.5 billion. It's a 12% cut.
Yep.
Some of the programs you mentioned, you don't think they're valuable. Your secretary,
they don't work. The numbers don't add up. Cock liquor.
Actually, do think they're valuable. But you do something.
Well, sure they do. They think it's valuable. It's free government money, and you know, Democrats like this fucking dickhead here, Mr. Kane, he loves free money. Can you imagine what our country would be doing right now had him and Hillary got into office? So that tells you about this fucking cocksucker right off. He's out to destroy Trump no matter what it takes, and he's pissed because he'll never be fucking president.
Very interesting. You have a education freedom scholarship. So you're cutting $8.5 billion a year out of public education money.
Yep.
And you're promoting $5 billion a year as a tax credit
Yep.
for individuals or corporations that want to give money for private school vouchers. I'm going to talk about that one for a minute, a tax credit. And I believe it's a dollar for dollar tax credit.
And it's a good one. It's a good plan.
Right now, if I want to write a charitable contribution to one of the schools, a good private school, so they can help kids afford to go there, I get
9 top T-Mobile execs checked into Trump Hotel. It looks like you're trying to purchase influence.
We've spent $194,000 out of the $1.7 million spent at hotels in D.C.
What happened at the Trump hotels?
The Trump Hotel?
Mr. Trump's hotels?
Checked into Trump Hotel. Is that correct?
In 2015, you had a public Twitter dispute with now President Trump regarding the quality of Mr. Trump's hotels in New York. In August of 2017, though, you did stay at Mr. Trump's Washington, D.C. hotel.
Mr. Chairman, I just cannot believe what we're watching. The gentlelady from Washington just talked about how the substance of this merger is critically important for constituents because it's so nearby. and then only reserve the remaining 50 seconds of her time to ask questions about the substance of the merger, because we have to go into what kind of hotel towels you like. I guess I should confess. I once said I would never stay in a La Quinta again, and I have stayed in La Quinta subsequently. So presumably that is of some relevance. I would like to spend a lion's share of the time on the actual substance.
20 to about 55%.
So what did you do? I understand it's complicated. We have a big bureaucratic system. When you saw those pictures of babies in cages, what did you do? What did you do to just scream?
I don't know. That was Obama's era. What did you do? Oh, that's right. You were at home still sucking your boyfriend's dick. You didn't know that Obama created that program and problem, right?
Bloody murder up the chain to the president to say, I cannot represent an agency that is forcing its border patrol to do this. What did you do?
So I went to the border. I spoke to the men and women there. I looked at the facilities myself. I talked to HHS to understand and visited their facilities as well to understand the care that they provide to the children once they're in their custody. And then I spent a tremendous amount of time working with the Northern Triangle in Mexico to stop the phenomena closer to the source, to help stabilize those areas so that the children and families are not traveling here.
Okay. It just feels like it potentially wasn't enough if we're still dealing with.
What was she supposed to do? Go down there and suck dick for a living? Look at this fucking mealy mouse bitch and the colored bitch beside her. She's ruling her.
These separations.
Just to be clear, we're not. We do not refer parents currently for prosecution, even when they break the law, by entering our country between ports of entry.
So I'm switching gears to the northern border. So I'm
of having a dual loyalty, pledging allegiance to Israel. She is clever, though, responding with, quote, I am told I am anti-American if I am not pro-Israel, close quote. The House knew it had to take action. And after a week of chaos on the part of House members trying to figure out if Omar should be reprimanded, identified by name, as well as removed from the powerful Foreign Relations Committee, Speaker Pelosi comes out with a watered-down, dumb, disappointing resolution that neither condemns Omar nor mentions her name. A simple, we shouldn't hate each other.
Shit.
I don't think our colleague is anti-Semitic. I think she has a different experience in the use of words, doesn't understand that some of them thought with me that she didn't realize.
Nancy, she speaks perfect English. She graduated from a college in the United States. You say she doesn't understand the words? Are you saying she's stupid? That she doesn't understand? Then what the hell is she doing on the prestigious Foreign Relations Committee? She speaks fluently, using tropes which are figurative and metaphorical, understanding that those words create powerful images and verbal ironies. She is far from stupid. She is clear and pointed in her hatred. Her comments only critical of Jews and Israel, not Italy, not Morocco, not North Korea, Israel. Now, the fact that you didn't have the backbone, grit, or gumption to draft a resolution that included her name tells me you're the stupid one. And if you don't understand, let me explain. Omar got you and all your pals to draft a watered-down resolution with a message we all learned in first grade. Don't hate anybody. Really? That took you bozos a week in the House? And yet you were so quick to admonish a white male Republican congressman accused of hate and strip him of his committee assignments. She then goes on to accuse respected members of Congress who support Israel, our strongest ally in the Middle East, of dual loyalty. What she's doing, Nancy, is starting a movement to shut down pro-Israel speech making it politically incorrect. So when she comes up with a pro-Palestinian agenda, the pro-Israel are reticent to speak because she's already proven that the Dems will not punish her. And talk about chutzpah, she takes a victory lap and in an unrepentant and unchastised tweet takes credit by saying, quote, "Our nation is having a difficult conversation, but we believe this is great progress." But she continues her disdain and contempt for Israel, America's chief ally, ignoring how Israel has assisted us advancing our interests in the Middle East, preventing victories by radical nationalist movements, as well as assisting us in intelligence gathering. She then goes on to slam Barack Obama, saying he's just another pretty face who got away with murder, caging kids and droning people in the Middle East. But she adds he is a bit more polished. My question, why the disdain for the government of the country that saved you and your family after you lived in a tent in Kenya for 4 years?
Shitting in your hand.
The scorn. And as the Democrats scrambled to forgive, rationalize, and give a pass to a freshman in Congress, the joke is on you, Nancy. You've appeased rising anti-Semitism inside the Democrat Party. Let me say that again. You and the whole gang running for president in the Democratic primary in 2020 have appeased the rise of anti-Semitism in the Democrat Party. The sad part is that all this is contrary to the tenets of your party, which is so receptive to the LGBTQ community, illegal immigrants, refugees, and on and on. This is not who your party is. Your party is not anti-Israel. She is. Think about this. She's not getting this anti-Israel sentiment doctrine from the Democrat Party. So if it's not rooted in the party, where is she getting it from?
Terrorist groups.
Think about it. Omar wears a hijab, which according to the Quran 33:59 tells women to cover so they will
fact that we can change human behaviors without much change to our lifestyle, and we can save the future generations of our country and this world. But there has been a failure to do that because this administration and the people who are a part of it are in the pockets of big oil and are denying what we know is a reality around greenhouse gas emissions and what we need to do to curb those, what we need to do to focus on the fact that water is a precious resource, and we can be smarter about policy that also is about creating jobs to invest in renewable energy. Some good work is happening in this state. Solar, wind turbine, all of that. They resign because she promotes Sharia law. The 7 years old girl, a Muslim girl, being sold into sexual slavery as a child bride. No, I have the right. I'm in the United States. I'm in the United States. You have a right. You need to stop lying. 7 years old girl being sold into the sexual slavery under the Sharia law. Where is she? Maybe I will say, where is she? Is she a nation? Being sold into sexual slavery. Our daughters, our sisters, is she going to talk about that night? About the Muslim day? Muslim day is the next day. Muslim day. She promotes Sharia law. This is not Sharia. Sharia law gets
So you got to hear this liberal about how that will reduce the cost of gasoline at the pump if we let you drill where you say you want to drill.
I can guarantee to the American people, because of the inaction of the United States Congress ever increasing prices unless the demand comes down, and the $5 will look like a very low price in the years to come if we are prohibited from finding new reserves, new opportunities to increase supplies.
And guess what this liberal would be all
Don't say social.
Down doing what they did. There's a lot at stake here, right? And why is it always our people?
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Clarence Thomas, Bork, Kavanaugh, tried it with Alito. Why is it always our people? So I'm here to tell you that I've never been more proud of President Trump than I was during the Brett Kavanaugh hearing.
It's highlighting the bank's role in debt financing these groups, the for-profit prison companies running ICE detention facilities.
Without objection, such is the order.
Mr. Sloan, why was the bank involved in the caging of children and financing the caging of children to begin with?
I don't know how to answer that question because we weren't.
The war is here. It's at our front steps. And I can't remember the exact quote, so I'm going to paraphrase. Every generation needs to replenish the tree of freedom. So that's what's going on. Is we have some really good soldiers that have laid down their reputations, their family, their homes, just like Ben Franklin did, just like Thomas Jefferson. And it's our turn. Think about it. Flynn, one of the biggest freaking patriots we could ever ask for. Think of even Wimpy Papadopoulos. Think of Roger Stone. You don't see that all over the paper right now, do you, either? Because he's going to kick their ass. You cannot target American citizens for your bullshit lies about some Russia fucking collusion deal. It's already fallen apart. What part of that don't you get? I mean, Sarah Carter and Sean Hannity and, you silenced Alex Jones, but we're going to come back. They're all going to come back. And you know how we're going to do it? We're going to do it the old analog way. And you can take your fucking fiber optic lines and shove them up your ass because you can't block the airwaves. And that's one of the reasons that we started investing in CB radios, guys. I can talk to you up and down the highway. And when you're in my area, you can take what I've told you and take it to your next area. We have to stop this information underload of conservative views on the internet. And if you paid attention to anything in the last 3 years, you're up to speed. We are the resistance, the real resistance. Fuck you little pussy hat wearing bitches. I could give a shit less. If you can't barter your own fucking wage and control your own pregnancy rate, I got no use for you to begin with.